So I'm trying to understand if you think that it's all Black people are like this, or if your world is kind of colored by this is what's going on in America. This has failed for 1,000 reasons. Welfarism has definitely, Black people in 1940s, stand up. My grandfather, I talk about that denigration and the corrosion of culture. Yeah. That's happening. White, Black, whatever you want to name it, there is this intentional corrosion of culture. So do you think it's literally, well, this is just what a Black person is when they come out? Or do you think that post-welfare, LBJ, Great Society, this is what Black Americans have become, and I have a right to respond to that and say that as a white man, I don't want to live there?
Well, I think it's more nature than people would like to believe. There's this classic tension of, is it nature, is it nurture, is it cultural, or is it intrinsic, is it racial? And I've always been on the latter side of this among conservatives. Conservatives like to say it's all culture. Black America is the way it is because of hip-hop music and the Great Society and that kind of stuff. And I think the uncomfortable reality is a big part of it is intrinsic. One of the big arguments against the abolition of slavery in the 1860s is that, when Europeans colonized Africa, they hadn't discovered the wheel. There's no two-story buildings. There's no writing. There's no written language. Missionaries had to go to Africa in the last century and invent it for the African people because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing.
So Egypt is not in Africa?
Well, Egypt is a different race. The Egyptians were not Black.
Okay, but you said when they went to Africa, so I just want to...
The interior of Africa in the late 19th century, scrambled for Africa.
So we're now knocking Egypt out of Africa.
Well, Egypt is part of northern Africa, sub-Saharan Africa.
You said Africa, so I'm not trying to get a gotcha. I'm just responding. You're saying Africa.
Sure. Yeah.
It's in. People do think that people in Egypt are Black.
Egyptians are Arab.
Yeah, I don't understand why they.
Remember,
think that.
bro, we met in New Jersey. He's Egyptian.
Yeah, I don't understand why they think that Egyptians are fully African.
It's in Africa. They are African, but they're closer to the Middle East, so they tend to look more Arab than Black. Like almost all Northern African countries are more Arab than like dark-skinned Black. Like they're gonna look like him. He's probably Egyptian.
It's beating so fast, right?
He's saying like in Africa, when they got to Africa and colonized places, probably like Ghana, Nigeria, where Black people like that tend to look like us come from. Yeah. There was no history.
Okay, now I understand that.
There is a recorded history that they had two-story homes with toilets and plumbing in Africa.
When?
And when Europeans got over there. They did. It wasn't like they were so dumb, but like they didn't have wheels or talking.
Let's see their point.
And invent it for the African people because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing.
So Egypt is not in Africa?
Well, Egypt is a different race. The Egyptians were not Black.
Okay, but you said when they went to Africa, so I just want to...
The interior of Africa in the late 19th century, scrambled for Africa.
Okay, so we're now knocking Egypt out of Africa.
Well, Egypt is part of northern Africa, sub-Saharan Africa.
You said Africa, so I'm not trying to get a gotcha. I'm just responding. You're saying Africa.
Sure. Yeah.
It's in Africa. It's Egypt. It's kind of ridiculous to say there was no written language.
Well,
so I'm just trying to get you to
sure. Egyptians are not Africans.
If I'm not pushing back, the internet will. So
Egyptians are not racial Africans. When I say African, I'm saying sub-Saharan Africans.
Sub-Saharan, okay.
Black people because it is a different race. In sub-Saharan Africa, and Europeans did not penetrate that until late 19th century. They didn't have any of this. To the extent that you have infrastructure in Africa, it's from the Muslims in the Sahel, in the Maghreb, in northern Africa, where the Arabs colonized. And then you had, Carthage and Egypt. You had ancient civilizations. But sub-Saharan Africa, they didn't have that. You take these people out of that land and put them here, and they're enslaved people. You let them free in a modern, liberal republic. They're not going to succeed. It's not going to go well for them. And that was one of the arguments against abolition. People said if you free them without any assimilation, without any kind of process for them to be acclimated, they're going to die. And that's exactly what happened. Many of the bottom 10% of the lowest IQ Africans just died off for generations. And it had pardon the expression, but it had a eugenic effect because over time, if the weakest are dying off, that's one argument for why Blacks in America have a standard deviation higher IQ than the Blacks in sub-Saharan Africa. So, so I do believe there is something intrinsic going on there. And what makes people uncomfortable about this is the idea that it's unchangeable. There's something about and this is why I'm a Catholic,
I can't do it.
we do have an inherent.
This shit crazy. He just said, no matter what, bitch, you black, you dumb, bitch.
He said
This shit crazy.
He said the
He finna
dumbest.
throw up.
He said the bottom 10% of slaves. He said they started dying off, and then he said it became eugenics, so it became in their DNA to be too stupid to survive, and it was passed down. And he said we're seeing it today.
Crazy, bro.
That's insane.
Hey, Nick.
Shit.
Hey, bro.
He said too stupid to survive.
He said, they were the lowest IQ slaves, and he said they died off the bottom 10%. And he said they just kept dying for years. And he said they passed them genes down.
Hey.
So now he's saying these stupid blacks are ancestors of the bottom 10% slaves that was too stupid to survive, and you're too stupid to live in society. It's pretty much what he just said.
Oh my God, bro. If it's like
That's a very thought out take. I'm not gonna lie.
nobody could
It's
ever
crazy,
say
though.
Charlie Kirk is extreme as Nick at all.
Nah,
It's not even close.
You can't. This is crazy.
Nah, this is funny, bro. Oh my God,
Nah,
bro.
this-
Hey, Nick is dead ass though. He's dead ass. That's what's more funny though. I was like, nah, Nick funny. Everybody was so like sitting in the clip. I was like, nah, man, Nick. I be feeling like Nick playing because the way he be
Nick-
being like, he
Nah,
be
Nick
being
dead
like,
ass.
being funny on the internet and stuff. But he's dead ass right here though.
Yeah, he moving his knees. He's doing
dead-
this.
dead serious.
He's dead serious, bro.
The bottom
This is
10%
crazy.
of like the
shit.
lowest IQ Africans just died off for generations, and it had a, pardon the expression, but it had a eugenic effect
They
because
passed
over
that
time,
down, is what he's saying.
if the weakest are dying off, that's one argument for why blacks in America have a standard deviation higher IQ than the blacks in sub-Saharan Africa. So, so I do believe there is something intrinsic going on there. And what makes people uncomfortable about this is the idea that it's unchangeable. There's something about, and this is why I'm a Catholic, we do have an inherent desire for universalism. We do believe that there's a common humanity and a common human community and all of that. We hate the idea that we're born a certain way and we can never change. And that's just the way it is. And we even think about this in terms of, it's become not so popular these days to tell children, you can be whatever you want to be. Because we know that's not the case. Some people are tall, some people are short, some people are smart, some dumb, some ugly, some handsome. That's why, by the way, incel dumb is a big part of this also.
So you believe these are immutable characteristics that are assigned at birth
I think that, yes.
for the most part.
Things like race, all those attributes are immutable and unchangeable, and
But they
we
have
to
changed.
grapple with
Just
that.
factually speaking, they have changed.
They change over time over the generations.
Okay, so then you don't think it's immutable because if this was an
For
immutable
an individual
characteristic-
person.
Okay, so you're saying that if you are born at this space and time as
Right.
a black person in America, here is the cards that you're dealt with, and you can't change that over time.
Something like IQ does not change. No, it doesn't change wildly. It only changes genetically over. IQ is a big one, and that changes. That's a genetic trait, and so that can change over the generations, but not. You can't take an individual that's 75 IQ, which is the average in West Africa, and take them to 100.
So two dumb people can't produce a smart person.
I believe they can actually, but
So does that kind of debunk your?
no, because it's rare that happens. But IQ is a heritable trait, so it's unlikely that happens.
Oh my
I don't
God,
know about
bro.
that. I
my
can't agree.
God,
I
bro.
can't agree to that.
Hey man, I will be labeled the most extreme. I actually want to be labeled one of the most extreme to ever walk this planet. I do want to be labeled as one of them. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say what I really think.
What do you think?
That nigga Nick might be a little right.
So you think that black people?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you why.
I want
My daughter is in daycare, guys, and the teacher told her mother that it's this Asian kid in the class. They're all two. They said he's the smartest kid in the class. He knows everybody's parents. So I'm trying to figure. I'm like, is he learning extra curriculum at home?
Probably so.
We don't know that.
That's
We don't know the kid's
Well,
situation. But
They're-
the Asian kid's the smartest kid in the class. The teacher said that he can point out every single kid's mother when they get there. My daughter's name is Sky. He said, Sky, your mom's here. No other kid can do that.
Kids develop at different rates. Because my brother's baby is months younger than yours, and when I would go home, he would be talking. Your baby wasn't. So they just develop differently.
They do. But to say that the Asian kid's the smartest in the class is still beyond me. And it's a lot of kids in that class.
But you know, it also is a lot of stuff that the children are exposed to that develops their brain at different rates. Like if you leave your child with his grandparents, it's gonna take up them qualities, things like that.
Yeah, them Asian kids probably at home reading to
know,
the kids, showing them books and
probably
cards and all.
exposing him to different curriculum and
just-
stuff.
What is this?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and be oblivious to what's actually going on in the world. You know, I see Africa, I see Europe, I see America, I see all these different countries. So I'm not gonna sit here and be oblivious to what he said. Why is it like this? I don't know, but it's hard to argue with Nick's point here. I'm just saying it is. I'm not gonna say that I don't agree with it because I don't want to agree with it because I'm black, but I'm off what we're seeing. The facts here. I'm sorry, man.
So do you think that black people are inherently dumber than other people?
It's a lot of smart black people out here, man. But
I do think so.
I mean, I blame it on our priorities, but it depends on what we're. It's just hard, man, because.
I promise you that Asian kid is at home looking at
I
cards.
don't care about the Asian kid. I'm talking about Africa and Europe. Africa,
they have
Europe.
less
What he just
resources.
said was that the
Right now.
sub-Saharan
Why?
Africa, bro. Listen,
Hold on. Did Europe? It was at one point in time, nobody had no resources.
Yeah.
They created their resources.
Yeah.
Oh, black people got finessed from the white. All that. So y'all said they were smarter than y'all. That's basically what y'all saying. They finessed us and all that. Woo. Africa ain't got free ways.
I think if you come from two dumb parents, you're gonna be dumb. I think he was right about that. I think that it's rare that two stupid idiots make a smart child.
Now,
I think he's right about that.
The good thing Nick said, he said, black people, no, they just ain't gonna be dumb forever. That's basically what he said. He said, he basically said, I'm gonna keep it all the way raw. He said, niggas are dumb right now, but no, niggas could actually come and get smarter and advance, but they will never be as smart and advanced as the white man. That's basically what he said.
Wow, and you agree with that?
Well, you know, looking at
He do
different
agree with it.
things
He do agree
in
with
my
it.
life, looking at neighborhoods, you know, the community, looking at the countries, looking at what black people are doing right now today, even with the resources. It's hard not to, buddy. That's what point I'm at. And I want to be labeled as one of the most extreme ever. Actually, the pastor today said, "Hey, ain't gonna lie, bro, y'all be saying some crazy stuff on that channel." Am I wrong? I don't know, man. I'm just, hey, man. I look, man. I've been around a lot of races, bro. I've been to black schools. I've been to white schools. I've been to all black schools. I've been to all white schools, and I'm sorry, and they both have the same resources. That's why I try to blame
Not
it on
always.
priority, huh?
Not always.
I mean,
I'll
in
keep it
Houston,
100.
Texas,
and Oklahoma,
maybe not. No,
the suburbs where I went to school were a lot nicer than the inner
Okay,
city
nicer.
schools.
Maybe
We had
nicer
nicer
why?
buses, nicer uniforms,
None of that matters.
nicer classrooms.
Only thing that matters is that book, and all of them got the book. And we see how much more they're funded. Black schools are funded more than white people.
They have to be. They're underfunded.
Okay.
You have to spend more on the poor kids. They have less.
Okay, but they have the resources to be smart, right? So I don't understand what resources don't they have? They have a yellow bus, a home, and a book. Why are they not at the same level? Can you tell me why?
It's a lot of reasons, bro. They don't live the same life as the kids.
Man.
They don't live the same life as the kids in the suburbs.
What, like
Inner city
what?
kids are
Why?
poor. They don't have the
Why?
same nutrition. They don't have the same resources.
And-
They don't have the same. They don't. It's a lot of factors, bro. It's a lot of factors.
I'm saying we could continue to blame it on entertainment.
I think entertainment's fun. You know what's crazy?
I can do that.
When I was
I can
when I was
continue
just
that.
on vacation, we was in the hot tub talking to these two girls from St. Louis. She said, "We have a YN problem. What do you think causes it?" Her friend stood up and said, "Me personally, I think it's the music." I said, "Oh, if my homeboy was here right now, he would be happy to hear you say that."
How would
'Cause
Nick
he said the
say it?
same thing.
He said that's
But
what we
I
got
seen the video. Nick
It's the
said
music.
music is not the problem.
It's the
He just said
music.
that right here.
He did say that. He
No,
said
if
music.
you continue to watch, he said.
But that's why I said
He said
sometimes-
because without the music, they was still gonna do that. That's what he argued on
He
there.
said he is saying it is like in your nature. He's saying
know.
that the behavior is your nature to act animalistic and stupid and violent.
And so,
I've never behaved that way.
how low IQ is it of black people to just hear music and us to monkey it up?
Bro,
and
the
start
music,
killing
the
each
music
other over
encourages
music.
that. The music encourages
So
that.
how stupid is that?
Yeah, you shouldn't let no music influence you to kill somebody.
Exactly.
I can't even
So
justify that.
you know, we in it. We black, so we have a different perspective than him. But I can truly see his perspective 100%. I respect him for telling the people his perspective.
I
his
don't think.
perspective.
I'll be honest.
It's
I don't
pretty
think
extreme.
it's all black people that are just dumb and doomed and incapable of having.
No, he didn't say that.
assimilating.
He said we could do something.
Well, he was basically saying like he said we freed the slaves. We didn't make them assimilate or accumulate or some whatever, accommodate something, accustom some stuff, some ish. He said
To adapt to a society.
adapt to the society, and now hundreds of years later we're seeing the repercussions of that. Pretty much what he said. He's saying that you can't make. He said they come from dumber IQs, and now they act. The way they act and behave the way they act because it's in their nature. He said you can't take them from 75 IQs, which sub-Saharan Africans have, and bring them to 100, which is what American IQs is.
So either what Nick said is right, or all these comments are wrong. All of a sudden, Candace doesn't like facts.
Candace is Caribbean. I don't know why she was so offended by she wasn't really offended.
Nick is the only one that has the balls to say this shit. So every white man you walk past, he think this shit. So either black people gonna get this shit together. No, I don't know, man. But you know, when you look at Africa and then you look at all the other countries, it's hard not to. I'm not gonna say, yeah, I don't know if that's right. Look at Africa. Look at
Africa's
these
toe
black.
up.
Can y'all name something to me that's a good example for us, for the black skin right now? Name an example. Name one. Since it's not right.
An example of what?
To prove his point not right. Name an example. Don't pull up nothing that black people created, brother. I'm not saying all black people dumb. He didn't say that. He didn't say all black people are dumb.
I
He
would
said,
say-
as a majority, it looks pretty bad. We good black people. But as a majority of black people right now, what we seeing on the media, shit does look pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
And we're trying to see why this behavior's happening, brother.
As a member of a divine non-fraternity, I believe that I see a lot of good examples of black men and successful black men and educated black men. I grew up in that home, both of my parents.
Yeah.
I would say that's a good example.
I believe that it's pretty easy, because it's pretty easy to fall into a system, brother. But it's hard to make a fucking freeway in a fucking building. Any nigga can follow in a system. Whoop-de-whoop, wake up every day, go to work, read. You doing what everybody do. But I'm gonna be real, to make a country, brother.
I'm not gonna lie.
To build buildings and freeways.
The fact that Africa is underdeveloped at this
That
point in
hurts
time
our
is pretty
point.
crazy.
That hurts us, bro.
Well, I don't really
They
consider.
have millions. They have people. They have millions. They have oil. They have resources.
You have oil?
They have a lot of stuff, bro. They had the most. I think at a point in time, they had the most like diamonds and stuff like
They get
that.
exploited for that stuff.
Well,
Sweden exploits one of the diamond mines right now. That's why they have free stuff.
You know what black people excuse is when I hear it, bro. So why did they
that's Sweden.
why did people extort them? Oh, it's just in black people's nature to be nice.
Yeah, that's
Well,
dumb.
well,
I
they
think
did.
Dumbass
They
ain't-
did
I think-
fight for that shit.
I think
Who?
people
did die for that land. They fought for them pieces of land.
I think people
The
came
Europeans
over. I
and
think
slaughtered
people
them
came
niggas
over
for
to
that shit.
Africa, saw Africa was underdeveloped and not as smart as them, and they had an abundance of resources. They came over with guns, and
Slaughter.
they smarter than this. They colonized them, and they started exploiting them. Who gonna stop it? What you gonna do? We got guns. Y'all got
don't.
swords and rocks. We got showers. Y'all got a bucket of water. I think that's how it went down, brother. But I don't think that. I don't know, man. I don't think that black people are dumb.
The poorest countries,
All in Africa.
they're all black, brother. It's hard for me to argue with them, man. I think some black people are smart,
Some.
and some white people are dumb. It's not,
Isn't the
it's
most
just,
PhDs in America held by Nigerians?
and I think that the black skin could it like he said.
I think that Africans come over here and assimilate well.
They do, but it's just a hard. When you can't build something like Europe or America, bro, it's just a hard. You can't argue with that, bro.
I feel like it's different situations.
Why?
Europe and America and all these different countries slaughtered and had more resources and money to build stuff.
I don't want to hear the
America was
resources.
built
shit.
off British.
Why? I do not want to hear the resources shit.
They
Why
had-
did they have more resources?
They had guns, buildings.
Why did they have guns?
Because they made it. They slaughtered people for
Whoopie
it.
whoop.
That's
Okay.
what happened.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. It's literally
China. Everybody been through some shit.
They got their
Why? You know, I don't. You know, hey man, and hey man.
They slaughtered it.
You can disagree with all these comments, but it seems like this is how a lot of people feel.
Nah, facts.
And true conservatives. They said this is a true conservative. This is how all true conservatives feel. You can't call him a liar. This shit hurt though. It do hurt. It hurt, so. It do. Let us know what y'all think in the comments, y'all. Because if I keep going, I'm going to get super extreme. Y'all ask me, I might be just as extreme as Nick. For real, for real. You don't know what I think about it.
Man, I just don't think that black people are dumb. I think that some black people are dumb. A lot of black people are dumb. Possibly.
Nick destroyed
But do I think
her.
that all black people are dumb and just incapable of assimilating and making things happen? I don't know.
Some people disagree. Anyone who believes Nick at face value is sincere. See, that's the nigga in me. No, I'm just lying. Is uneducated.
I couldn't agree.
I
with
know
you.
you
I
wasn't
just-
gonna
I just
agree.
don't agree.
That's why
Yeah.
they commented. I know you wasn't gonna
I
agree.
just don't
That's
agree
cool.
that.
You're not
I
as
just don't
extreme
agree
as me,
that.
though. I'm extreme.
I just don't agree that black Americans in America that have been in America for hundreds of years are just inherently dumber. Do I think a lot of them are dumb? Yes.
We're at the lowest
for
IQ
sure.
though.
Do we?
For testing, probably, yeah. For
Do
everything.
we? Yes, nigga.
I want to confirm that before we get off of here. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
I just called you a nigga, but they, you don't say the word nigga. Shit like that. Just make black people just sound and look stupid.
I asked it, what IQ has the what demographic has the lowest IQ in America?
Grok might not tell you that.
Yeah, it's too extreme.
Man, ChatGPT don't want to tell me. It
It can't tell you that
Grok
shit.
gonna tell me. Grok always gets to the point.
They said no wonder she's chipping. She's chimping out on this interview.
See, I hate when people say
Damn.
chimp out. Like, how is she chimping out?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
People saying, Nick cooked her. Because I'm going to be real about that shit is hard to argue about. When you look at the country, that is the purest point right there. It's hard to argue with that shit, man. I'm going to be real. I know how America look today. I see the resources. People come over here and dream for the resources that black people have in America, and they still can't take advantage of it. They'd rather sit down on their ass, smoke, gang, bang, just do stupid shit.
Man, Grok gave me the same thing. It said,
What?
I'm not going to dodge this question, but I need to approach it carefully.
Hey, bro. Hey, man, I ain't look,
Shit.
bro.
Just go off a test
Brother,
score.
brother.
Shit, it said gave it to me. I said, just tell me what is the lowest.
We know.
Based off of
I've been to
data.
schools, bro. I've been
Yeah,
to
school,
a lot of
I've
schools,
been to
bro.
all white
I've been
schools
to
and
all
black
white
schools.
and all black schools. I know
Yeah.
what it is. I know what they learn. I know how it is, brother.
Yeah, I've been to different schools. It is
I know
completely
what this shit
different.
is, bro. It's hard for me to argue. I'm not arguing with Nick. It's hard to argue the facts, man.
Yeah, he said African Americans are the lowest average IQ in the U.S., often reported around 85. But it says also heavily influenced by environment, poverty, education, systemic issues, not just genetics.
Yeah.
You don't believe that?
No,
I believe that.
I mean,
If a poor ass kid in the hood got no food, he got to go home, no mom and daddy at home.
I mean-
he ain't finna be in the books getting his IQ points up. He finna be getting his street cred points up.
Yeah,
look,
Come
bro,
on now, keep it
give-
100, and you know that to be true.
Look, they give us the resources now.
But he going home to no guidance, nobody to whip his ass and
No
do his
dad,
homework, no daddy,
mama.
no food on the table. He finna go hop in the street.
And why? So does that not prove the point right there? What did daddy and the mama at? Where they IQ level at? Shit.
I'm just saying.
Hey man, some of our parents did good.
We can't
though,
just talk. We can't just look at the.
I'm not looking at a general. It is pretty general, but it's some cases, and we are some cases, brother. What the white people told y'all? You brothers are unicorns. I want to hear this shit. They said we were unicorns, bruh.
I said that.
Yeah, they said that. We're out of here, y'all.